Hey guys, it's me, Sega Mega, back again. I can't tell you how thrilled I was at the reception to my first video. You guys gave me such great comments and a lot of support, so thank you. I wanted to make it up to you guys, so I'm doing something a little special this video. I'm going to be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for this first part, and then I will be bringing in one of you. Yes, you. I'll be asking one lucky viewer to help me talk about the follow-up to Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. So send me a DM if you're interested in being the Knuckles to my Sonic for part 3 of this retrospective series. But here I am, getting way too ahead of myself. I haven't even gotten through my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, of which I have waited more than 2 decades to finish. So, many of you must be wondering, was the wait worth it? Well, it was. Totally worth it! Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was amazing! Sorry to draw out the anticipation, but if waiting almost 30 years to play Sonic 3 hasn't clued you in, I live for that wait. It's what keeps me alive. Waiting. So, what made Sonic 3 worth the wait? Well, I tell you, the first thing that they finally did was allow you to save the game. Yes, all you Gen Zs on TikTok may be shocked to hear that at one point in time, saving in video games was a luxury few games had, even AAA titles. This made Sonic the Hedgehog 3 a big deal back in the day. The save I ended up beating Sonic 3 on was the same one I saved all the way back in '94. Better late than never, I always say. Speaking of being better late than never, it's time for my first viewer question. You guys had sent me so many DMs asking me so many questions. I thought I'd make a whole segment just to answer them. Let's start with our first question from ObbleWobble99. What happened to your mom? Wow, what a great viewer question. My mom is dead. She died when I was very young, and it affected me deeply. I hope anyone out there watching this who still has their mom will be able to give their mom a big ol' hug. Hug your moms, y'all. Thanks, Wobble, for such an excellent first viewer question. Back to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So, how does Sonic 3 stack up to the first two? While they will always be the best in my heart, it is an objectively accurate statement to make that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is a better, more refined Sonic experience than the first two games. It's clear that with each game, Sonic Team is improving their craft and finding out what makes the blue blur so damn fun to play. Sometimes, it isn't always about speed. Sonic 3 knows when to slow things down and add a fun little secret here and there, and neat set pieces for the players to enjoy. My favorite level has to be Carnival Night Zone. My favorite Sonic levels are always the ones with the most color, and Carnival Night does much to delight in that department. This is a level I could get lost for hours in. Its music could be better, I admit. That carnival tune can get a little maddening after a while. But I'm a little mad already, so I don't mind. Overall, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is just the most well-rounded and refined Sonic experience on the Sega Genesis. I almost want to go back in time and just wring my own neck for missing out on this masterpiece. Or should I say, half a masterpiece. If I had to throw any complaint Sonic the Hedgehog 3's way, it's that it's way too short. There are only 6 zones in total, not counting bonus stages. The final level doesn't even feel like a final level. You blink and it's over. Something tells me that the follow-up, Sonic and Knuckles, was originally supposed to be part of this game, and they decided to cut it out for a sequel. Thus, why Sonic the Hedgehog 3 feels so incomplete. Not the most consumer-friendly practice by Sega at the time, but being at the height of their success in 1994, I'm sure they felt they could get away with it. Heck, I'm sure as a kid I would have let them. So, that's my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It's an instant classic, hands down being the best Sonic experience of the time on the Sega Genesis. Next, I'll be looking at Sonic and Knuckles with one of you. I can't wait to find out who. Until then, I wish you all farewell. But before I go, one last viewer question from Cheeky Car 44. Cheeky asks, what happened with your dad? Wow. What a great viewer question. My dad is not dead. He is, as far as I'm aware, still alive. He could be dead. He could be alive. I don't really know. I have not seen my father in a very, very long time. He went to prison when I was really young, and he was supposed to stay there, but then one day the prison that he was kept at had a riot. A big riot. The biggest in years is what I remember the news saying. My dad had escaped during the riot. They said that during it, he was the most ruthless, killing the most guards and even a few fellow prisoners he had beef with. My dad was the most wanted fugitive in the state for 7 years before someone worse took his place. They never found him. He could still be out there to this day. I'm not afraid, though. I'm his son, and he'd never hurt me. And if he did try, I'd be ready for him. I've been waiting for him, and I still am. So, Dad, if you're listening, and you still want revenge on me for telling the cops about Mom, you know where to find me. Like Sonic is always ready to battle Dr. Robotnik again, I will always be ready to battle you again, Dad. Until then, I'll be keeping you guys entertained with more Sega Mega content and hopefully be joined by one of you as we discuss the next entry, Sonic and Knuckles. I look forward to your DMs. If I don't respond to any DMs or upload any new content for a troubling long time, then I likely need your help and will need you all to spread the word by sharing, liking, and subscribing to Sega Mega channel. It really helps me out in the future. Thanks for watching.